Hello, and we welcome you to this edition of Guarding the Truth, brought to you by the Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church and sponsored by the Standard Bearers Foundation. I serve as your host, and our voice of wisdom is the senior pastor of Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church, Pastor Michael W. Boston, Sr.
Pastor Boston, as this is an election year, what is your stance on God and politics?
I think the better question is, what do I think about Christians and politics? I say that because I don't believe that God involves himself in politics, at least not as we do. Romans 13:1 says something I want to read to you. It says, every person is to be in subjection to the governing authorities. Notice what it says, every person. It doesn't say God. Not God is subject to governing authorities, but persons. For there is no authority except from God, and those which exist are established by God. That tells us that God is in charge and that he doesn't have to vote. He rules. He doesn't have to take sides. He takes over. In my family, when our children were young, they're grown now with their own children, they would vote, but I would rule. And many times my rulings would overthrow their votes. Why? Because I was their father. I played a role in their existence and in their preservation. And as that old show says, Father knows best. Well, God is in charge, and he alone sits as the ultimate government over his creation, according to Scripture. And all other governments are in subjection to him. They should reflect his ultimate ruling. It is as straightforward as that. The Bible tells us clearly that there are no authorities apart from God. So God doesn't involve himself in politics. He rules even where we vote. Now, there is certainly I should say, no prohibition on believers being directly involved in government as civil servants, as some notable examples in the Old Testament and New Testament prove. For instance, Joseph, when he was in Egypt, Daniel, when he was in Babylon. These are two excellent examples of models of servants of God who were used to help in governmental positions to further God's kingdom. The centurion servant in Matthew, Zacchaeus the tax collector in Luke 19, Cornelius the centurion in Acts 10. All of these continued in public service after they experienced the healing or saving power of Jesus Christ. As far as we know, even the Roman proconsul also remained in office after he was converted in Acts chapter 13. So for me, the issue again is one of priority. The greatest temporal good that we can accomplish through political involvement cannot compare to what the Lord can accomplish through us in his eternal work in his kingdom. Just as God called ancient Israel in Exodus, he has called the church to be a kingdom of priests, not a kingdom of political activists. The Apostle Peter instructs us in 1 Peter 3:2-9. He says this, but you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, his own special people, that you may proclaim the praises of him who you called out of darkness into his marvelous light. I say again, God doesn't get involved in politics, only Christians.
visit us online for more information at cbfc.org. Or you can visit Pastor Boston at his other social media destinations. Facebook, Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church. On Twitter, Pastor_Boston. Or on Blogspot, MikeWBostonSR.blogspot.com. That's it for this edition of Guarding the Truth, where we're guarding the truth until God comes.